So eventually, we want to populate this with data that's coming from a database. Okay, that's the goal eventually. So let's close this. I'm going to go here and create a data access object, and I'll call this stock DAO. That's the name of the object. It's the name of the class. We're going to say here new stock DAO. And of course, this class doesn't exist yet. We're going to create it. Okay. And let's say this is going to return us a list of stocks. I'll say here all stocks. And we're going to say here find DAO find all. Now remember, this doesn't exist yet. We're going to create it. So I'm going to say create class DAO. This is going to be in its own package also called a DAO. This represents all my data. Save that. Let's go back. Don't know what's going on there, so I'm going to let it go for a second. I'll pause the video. Okay, so created the stock. Let's go back to the controller again. Let's import this. Import the Java util one. So it created this import right here. Where is the Java util? So if I save this, import Java util. Don't see it yet. Okay. Let's do a find all. Let's create method called find all, and it's returning that method right here. Now what we're going to do here, I'm going to say here for each iterate over array, I'm going to make this go from 0 to 10, and it's going to say new stock. We're going to say here stock. We're going to just hard code a number here plus I, and then here we're going to say here name of stock, and then we're going to say here plus okay, so we've got the stock here. We have price here. I'm going to put in here $30,000. I'll add the I to it so you can just see it work. Okay. Forgot, why is this complaining? The letter I is right there. Okay. I will assign this to a variable, stock, call that E. Then I'll create a list right here, a list of stock. And we'll say here, list, new array, list. We'll say here, list dot add, and then I'll return the list here. So this will iterate 10 times, add it to the list, we'll return it to the outside world, and that outside world is in our controller here. And instead of hard coding this value, we will say here, I'll do a for each. Copy this value here, get rid of this hard-coded portion here, and change that to stock. So what I'm hoping now is that when we run this, we get all 10 stocks. Nice. Now, remember the reason that we're creating this data access object. Eventually, this will come from a database, and we want to keep this area not cluttered. Remember, I keep talking about this word separation of concerns. The only thing that you should see here in this area in the controller is any logic that's responsible for controlling the graphical user interface, better known as GUI. Besides that, any other logic that gets data from a database or wherever should be somewhere else. If I've got business logic, that should be somewhere else. Okay, with that, good luck.